or shine, Abdul comes to Calais beach and scans the horizon for small boats containing refugees.
I speak to people, I say it's dangerous, you should not go. They say, yeah, we want to go, we don't have the choice. I think it's so dangerous. If you're going to the sea, it means you're going to the dead.
The young Afghani arrived in Calais 2 years ago and quickly abandoned his plans to continue to Britain. After his asylum application was approved in France, he found work at an aid organization and taught himself photography. This site is where the notorious camp dubbed the Jungle once stood. Some refugees still remain here illegally, sleeping in flimsy tents.
It's so cold, it's windy, and it's raining. The people I talk in the camp, they say the water coming inside to the tent.
This stretch between the freeway and the train tracks is especially uninviting. Migrants here are from Afghanistan, the Kurdistan region of Iraq, and Syria. It's time for breakfast, a moment of solace amidst a sea of worries.
This is the #1 chef.
We meet Surrush from Iran, who tells us he fled from political persecution in his homeland. He survived a harrowing boat ride on his journey to France.
We were 74 people in a 12-meter boat on the way from Greece to Italy. We lost our GPS and we lost connection, and we were trying to go after big boats, cruise ships, and nobody stopped for us. And one day we saw birds and we chased them till we got connection and we got to Italy.
From there, he traveled farther north to the French coast. The journey took longer than expected. Surrush never imagined he would be sleeping on the ground outside during wintertime.
It just opens this much. It's a bad time to be here. The place is crowded, it's filthy. It's not how a human should live.
Surrush has family on the other side of the channel. He's desperate to reach Britain, even if it means being cold and wet.
I just dried out my socks. So, I'm staying here. If it is possible, I cross. If it is not, I'm still staying here. Because I have no way back. I have to go.
Most migrants here know how dangerous crossing the channel is, but they see few other options. Many who end up in this makeshift camp have had their asylum applications rejected, or they think their chances are better in Britain, like Kamran from Afghanistan.
Turkey and Greece deported people, and there was no chance in Bosnia and Herzegovina, Serbia, or Italy. That's why I came to France, and why I'm now trying to reach England. God help me, I've got to send my children money somehow.
But it's far from clear what lies in store for Kamran and his friends. Abdul tells us people here have disappeared at night. No one knows what became of them.
Last time, 7 people who was dead in the boat, and their friends still didn't know if they were actually in the boat. We don't know what's happened to them and where they are.
The budding photographer sends his photos to a newspaper. He's become a prominent chronicler of the camp. And he also documented the fate of the Kurdish Hussein family, who came to Calais with 20 other refugees in November, only to drown in the channel. The story made international headlines.
When I looked to the mother, she was worried, and she knew it's difficult, and she knew it's not easy. I think the kids, they believe they are already in UK because they were smiling and they have this happiness in their faces. I think it was so injustice with them. Even today when I went to the beach, first things that remind me the beach, it's them. But the problem is they ignoring their story, and nothing changed yet, and no one talking about it.
Abdul can't forget the fate of the Hussein family. He fears others could meet the same tragic end, and so he keeps returning to the makeshift camp.